Union activists braved the snow and ice in Norwich on a busy Christmas shopping weekend to take part in a Norfolk Coalition Against the Cuts march and rally. The CWU was there to highlight the fight to keep the post public. CWU Branch Secretary Melly Hill told the rally privatisation would damage the postal service and explained why it's important to be part of Norfolk Coalition Against the Cuts.
The CWU is a strong fighting trade union, and we have had two previous attempts by government to privatise Royal Mail and we have won. We have had two huge industrial disputes in the last 2 years and have won. With your help and support, we can win this campaign, not only against the privatisation of Royal Mail, but also against these horrendous public sector cuts. Thank you for listening.
We've had good support without any doubt, and I think people are worried about the Norfolk community especially, and even though the Post Office Federation is supporting the bill, which I think is disgusting, post offices in rural areas will close through privatisation of the Royal Mail. There's no doubt about that, and I think the Norfolk public realise that, the Norfolk people in the communities understand that if that post office shuts, the centre of the village community. So yeah, they're supporting our campaign, not just only on the privatisation of Royal Mail, but the fear of losing post offices.
The privatisation of Royal Mail will be a disaster. You'll end up with a casual workforce, on minimum wages, probably employed by an agency. It'll be a disaster, and we'll end up with spending about a pound for a letter to go, I don't know, wherever. It'll be a disaster for the general public and for the workers of the CWU.
Obviously that would be disastrous for the employees of Royal Mail. The service will decline, and most of all, obviously, the employees will be affected.
If the Royal Mail is privatised, then we're just going to end up never getting the post, and it's all going to become extortionate. So that's the usual sort of thing when someone goes privatised.
I've spoke to all four marginal MPs, not one of them know anything about Royal Mail, and I think that's a disgrace. They're going to have a vote on the future Royal Mail when they know nothing about it.
The crowd heard from representatives of key public services being hit by these spending cuts, setting out how their service would be damaged and how it would affect the public.
With the vulnerable, the sick, school children, they all need services, and if these services disappear, we've just got no hope.
One speaker was Liam McCafferty from the University of East Anglia Students' Union.
Alright, firstly I want to bring greetings really from the Union of UA students who are proud to be affiliated to the Norfolk Coalition Against the Cuts. And really the message I want to bring is kind of simple, that what we really need in this fight, because this is going to be a long fight, is we need unity, and that means students and workers, and public sector workers and public sector users. We all need to realise this is the same fight.
Well, I think it's important that the campaigns that we've got against fees and cuts, and the campaigns against, for example, closing of sensory centres, and the campaign for the CWU to keep the Royal Mail public. I think that it's important that we all link these together, and I think it's our job to make sure that our students are aware of the CWU fighting against privatisation, that we do the best we can to campaign and help the CWU. And I think it's important that the CWU also do the same with us, and we sort of make those links.
For me, when I watched the reports that came out of the protest in London, and you got David Cameron saying this is an extreme minority, it's an extreme minority who are violent, an extreme minority who are, ruin it for everyone else, I kind of think, who are the real extreme minority? A handful of alienated 15, 16-year-old kids who have been told that they're going to be thrown on the scrap heap for the sake of the ideologues, a few Tory millionaires, and I think the real extreme minority is David Cameron and his millionaire mate, who are telling students and school kids they have no future, they have no prospect, just because of this free market ideology.
I think the privatisation of the Royal Mail is a bad idea because, as part of a generalised move of bringing the market into the public sector, and we're seeing just as much in education, this idea that the rule of the market, that not these things can be handed over to private businesses, and workers' rights and in general, wages, conditions, pensions can all be just thrown to the market. And I think it's part of a general trend. I think we all need to resist it.
There's no landlord, no master, no flag, no guru, no gauleiter, no commissar. Just justice and poetry, and Germanic too. Who do you ask? Who's in charge here? We all say we are. So be reasonable, demand the impossible now.
For more information about the Keep the Post Public campaign, please visit the CWU website, www.cwu.org.